Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have for you three thrift store finds that I made over. For the first project, I have this beautiful vase that I got from my local thrift store for $1.99 a long time ago, and I'm finally getting to it right now. It was originally a clear color, but somebody painted in this yellow color, but the texture on it is so beautiful. So what I decided to do with it is to take my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in a linen white color and paint it over. Now I was painting it pretty heavily because if it was a different color on the bottom, I would definitely go light on a paint because I would want the color underneath to show through. But this way, the yellow color was not what I was fond of, so I decided to go a little bit heavier and get a full coverage. So I am also painting inside a little bit, maybe like inch or two from the inside, and I'm leaving it to dry. After it was completely dried, this is how it looks like. You can see the beautiful texture on it, and I absolutely love it. Now, I didn't want to leave it just white, plain white, but I also didn't want to add anything too much to it. So what I decided to do is to take my Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral and a little bit of sponge, and I just kind of added a little bit of that color on the edges, as you can see over here, just to enhance those beautiful lines on some spots, not all over, but on some spots. And if I thought that I maybe added a little too much of the mineral color, I went ahead and repainted with the paintbrush that still had the white on it, white chalk paint, and I did that until I was completely happy with the way it turned out. So I also added this color more on the rim, on the top and bottom, and that is everything that I did to this vase. Now to decorate it, I decided to use these grocery bags that I have a lot laying around, and I filled this vase with, and then I went ahead and got this eucalyptus picks that I got from Walmart, and I just put it in a vase, and then I had few other picks left over from other project, and just I fill the vase in, and that is it. I put it on my mantle, and I really like how simple and beautiful this vase is. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Jelena. I am stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. I do a lot of DIYs on my channel, and I really hope you will like what you see and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you. Don't forget to click on notification bell on as well. Also, I am on a social media, on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. I would love for you to look for me and we can become friends. For my second project, I found this, I think it's filing organizer. It's solid wood. It is very good condition, very sturdy. The only thing I didn't really like was the color of it. So the first thing I'm doing is just painting it. Oh yes, I paid $1.99 for it because there was no price on it. So that's what they usually charge when there is no price on any kind of item. So next thing I'm doing, because this was pretty smooth and shiny wood, I am sanding it all over a little bit. And next, my idea was that I wanted to leave it the way it is and just add a little bit of kind of tint to it. So I decided to take this wood tint from Folk Art and go over it. So the instructions say to paint it with a brush or sponge and to leave it for at least 30 seconds. So I went ahead and left for a minute or even longer. And when I wiped it off, you can see there was no change whatsoever. So I was a little disappointed, but let's go on to the plan B. So I took my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in a linen white color and my brush, and I just went over this organizer, but I went lightly. I didn't want full coverage at all, and I left it to dry. I also made sure I went inside, as you can see, between the slots, because I wanted this piece completely to be covered. So as you can see over here, it is not full coverage, but that's what I wanted. Next, I'm taking again this wood tint, and now I'm gonna go over it with a chippy brush. So I am doing the side streaks, so all in one direction. And I left that for around 30 seconds. And then I went ahead and got a paper towel and I cleaned it off. So when you're working with this tint, you can do full coverage if you want, or you can use chippy brush like I did and just have lines, create lines like a real wood. It's totally your preference. I decided to go with that route. And I'm doing that, like I said, all over this organizer, inside and out. And after I was completely done with all the sides and nooks and crevices, this is how it turned out. I really like this technique, and I think I'm going to use it more for more projects, and maybe with other colors, not just white. So after all that it was dry, I'm taking Folkart clear wax and just a little sponge and applying the wax to it. And that is all that I wanted to do to this project. I didn't want to add any lettering or any stencil to this, because this can be used for so many purposes, and I really like just this clear lines to it. I didn't want to really make any label to it, and this is how it turned out. This is how it is on my desk. I really like how it turned out, probably better than if it was just wood. So there's always a reason why some things turned out the way they did. So as you can see, it can be used as a mail organizer, or I can also use it as my charging station for our tablets and iPads. So I am happy the way it turned out. So tell me, what do you think? For my third and final project, I found this galvanized, hammered bronze, I think, tin at my local thrift store again. And again, it didn't have price because somebody wanted to purchase it but didn't, so they sold it to me for $1.99. I'm cleaning it thoroughly. I cleaned it already when I brought it from the thrift store, but as you can see, it really needed good scrubbing. And after I was done with it, I liked it the way it was, so I really didn't want to change too much to it. So I was thinking what to do, and I decided to go ahead and get black craft paint and paint the handles. So both handles, I went ahead and painted black, and I really think that is a one touch that made them pop out. The next thing I decided to do, again, I really like this tin the way it was, and I didn't want to change too much, so I had these two craft paints, Venetian gold and bronze, and I got my sponge and I went ahead along bottom side and the top side, and I just adapted, not completely, not a full coverage. I just went ahead here and there, and also on some spots where I saw wear and tear, I just wanted to enhance it a little bit. Again, I didn't want it to be too shiny or too noticeable, so I decided to add a little bit of brown craft paint to go over it, to tone it down just a little bit, because I thought it was too shiny, and that is not what I went for. After I achieved a tone that I really wanted, I thought maybe using brown and black craft paint and my tiny brush and making a line in this indentation on the bottom would complete this project. and I didn't want it to be shiny, so when I was done with it, I just went with a paper towel and just cleaned it off, so it created that old matte color. And that is all that I did to this particular thing. The only thing that I wanted to add was the beads. So these beads I had from my previous project. You can see that I took it off of the project. You can see the hot glue on the side. So the only thing I did was to add 2 tassel on both sides. I already made many tassel on my channel, so you can go ahead and check out my other videos for tutorial or some other YouTube channels. There's so many great tutorials online. And I'm using my white jute twine from the or cotton twine from the Dollar Tree. So I am attaching both of these tassels on each side of this bead garland, and that is that a little touch that I wanted to add to it. So this is how it looks like, and this is the complete product. I am using it with my tray on my ottoman for my remote controls. I am in love with this piece. I'm absolutely happy the way it turned out. I think those little touches that I added really brought out the beauty of this product, and I cannot be happier. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, as always, please give it a big thumbs up. Tell me which one was your favorite, and if you're new or if you're returning and not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye guys.